It's a pretty good result to finish the season, Darius.
Yeah, look, 12 wins is better than 11. Okay, I've got a phone call myself. Yeah, so as I say, 12 wins is better than 11, and 2 up on Clarence is also nice. So, having said that though, we sort of limped again over the line, and it's been a sort of story of our year. We only had one on the bench, but I was really proud how the guys battled it out, and as I say, we got the result.
Who particularly did impress you from your side today?
Yeah, I thought Joe Bowden again had a fantastic game. Reece Mott was really influential around the ground. Zach Webster had a great return. Ryan Banksmith was really good. I thought Ben Reynolds started to clunk a few marks, which was good. Backline was pretty efficient. We had some different personnel down there, and then young Brody Rowbottom, I thought his tackling pressure was good as well.
So you must have been really happy with the way Zach came back into the side today, Zach Webster?
Yeah, look, we know what we're going to get out of Zach. He's an AFL listed quality player, and his pressure and ball use is something that really helps us, and we prefer him playing than not.
So a couple of wins towards the back half of the year now have really put you with a bit of momentum leading into finals football. Are you feeling confident to play Launceston next week?
Yeah, look, Launceston had a great outing again against North Launceston today. So they're a very hard team. They play 4 quarters of footy. Obviously, as I've said, they handed out a bit of a hiding to us at Windsor Park earlier in the year, and they're going to come out to play this weekend, and we understand that. But it's about the team that recovers the best between now and then. So that's our focus for this week. And
a few injury concerns from today for you?
No, look, the only injury concern was Josh Watts, who didn't partake in the game, but was named. So, we'll deal with that one. But the other ones, the guys that did come off were sort of more a couple of corks that we sort of thought that it's best to give them a rest rather than try and burn them out.
How will you approach the week coming up? Just business as usual, or will you put a little more emphasis on it? Obviously the players will be up for a final, but will you put more emphasis on that throughout training during the week?
Yeah, look, it certainly will. I think it's a different position for our playing group. In the past we've had double chance and we just haven't got that. So they're going to be on, and you go out every game to win and every final to win. So we'll certainly have that mentality this week.
And it must give you a lot of confidence calling on players throughout the year. We've had quite a few injuries and people just able to come into the team and really put in a good performance. Do you think there's quite a bit of competition for those spots leading into this last game?
Oh yeah, there certainly is. I thought Adrian Peacher coming in for his first game today in the ruck was fantastic as well. He competed hard and got first hands on the ball, and he was good around the ground. So the guys have been slotting in, and that's been a good part of our footy club over the last X amount of years, that guys do step up and are excited to wear the jumper and represent the club, and they do every time that they come out.
And playing against Launceston next week, will you revisit much of that last game up at Windsor Park?
Look, obviously we got the win against them here at KG5, which is a very tight contested game, and both teams match up quite well on each other, which makes for a competitive game. So I think in the back of the players' minds, the beating that we got off them at Windsor Park will be there, but we won't dwell on it too much.
And do you think a lot of stoppages in today's game? Do you think a game like that is a good preparation for a final, or do you think that was a perfect game leading into a final series?
Yeah, look, KG5 surface and Blunston are completely different. You're on top of the ground and running, and it drains really well, but that's part and parcel. It was windy today, which clogged up the ball on the outside wing there. I'm sure you would have seen from the vision, but look, it's probably not the ideal preparation, but again, stoppage is a big part about finals, and that's the way it's played. Finals footy's played that way, even though the weather's touch better and the grounds are a bit better, but it's contested and make skill errors. So that was probably one thing to work in our favour.
So not the result you would have wanted today, Mitch, but a good preparation for finals football, do you think?
Oh, it was a disappointing result today. Look, I think we can take some stuff out of today, but Glenorchy probably just outplayed us. Both teams had a few out, and it was tough conditions. So we'll take some things out of it, but it also probably makes our focus clearer next week, what we need to do to beat Lauderdale.
What are some of those things that you think you need to focus on for next week?
I think our transition can improve. We struggled to get the ball back forward today. As I said, the conditions were tough, but kicking the ball probably hurt us today. I thought our endeavour was pretty good. Like, we tackled well early, but kicking is definitely one that we need to improve on in our transition. And probably just our bottom half plays having a better impact on the day is what we need to do better next week.
A couple of players who've had a few injury niggles over the last couple of weeks, and then today, third term with Keegan Wiley. Can you give us a bit of an update on him?
Yeah, so it was hard to see from I was in the box when Keegan. I think he got a knock to the side of the head from a knee, and it split the side of his head open, so he had some blood there, and I think there was some concussion, but we were reasonably confident that he'd be right for next week. So it was just precautionary once he came off. Keegan's pretty important to us because he can kick the ball nicely, and he generates a bit of turnover, so we're confident next week that he'll be all right.
Were you happy with the way, I know Jez has talked quite a bit about some of those Mercury Cup players stepping up into TSL footy. How did you assess some of those guys coming up into the team today, how they fared?
Yeah, look, good question. I thought Jordan Roberts had a really improved game today, come up from the Mercury Cup. Alex Gould did some good things. It was probably a really good lesson for him playing on Jay Bowden today and Alex Silver and Luke Murphy-Cohen. You couldn't fault their endeavour, but they're probably another pre-season away from being regular senior players. I had a chat with Alex and he probably needs to put on 5 or 6, Alex Gould that is, probably needs to put on 5 or 6 kilos. And Alex Silver's made some really good progression in his footy the last 2 months. So I think it was for them, it was an opportunity to see what's required at senior level for them.
And you're expecting next week the likes of Jackson O'Brien, Jace Bailey to be fully fit to play?
Yep. Well, so we'll have the 4 inclusions next week: Standen, O'Brien, Bailey and Gleeson. So it was good for them obviously to have a rest this week. The 3 of them obviously probably could have played, and Jack obviously had the week off with suspension, so we'll get 4 back next week, which will be good. Competitive for spots, which that's what you like to have.
Do you think some of the Jack Gleeson saga throughout the week, there's quite a bit of media coverage on it, do you think that distracted any of the players at all throughout the week?
Oh, not really. We thought we handled it pretty well in-house, and we obviously got the result we wanted. So look, some of the stuff that came out was a bit disappointing. I think it's unfair for such a young fella to have so much spotlight on his career. And I think us as a football community need to be trying to keep these young kids in the game. But not much of a distraction, and now we move on and he'll be right to go next week.
And do you think that'll add a bit of extra? I mean, there's already a fair bit of spice between Clarence and Lauderdale. Do you think that'll just add a bit extra for next week?
Yeah, it might do. But the Lauderdale versus Clarence games are always great to watch, and it's a first final. So yeah, it might add a bit to it, but we certainly look, we've beaten Lauderdale 3 times, so we're going confident. We play on our home deck, which we think is a really good advantage to have. So we look forward to next week.
And how are you going to tackle the week leading into that final against Lauderdale, business as usual? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've spoken about it for probably the last 5 weeks, that you just need 3 really good sessions. And there's also onus on players to be doing their stuff outside of footy. So you're really looking at 3 or 4 sessions, 3 at the club, to really prepare yourself to play senior footy. We've tried to educate our players, especially the young players, on what's actually required to be a TSL senior player. So business as usual, and just hopefully we can do all the right things.
And just to finish off from today, were there any other injury concerns at all apart from Wiley?
So Nathan Douglas got a knock to the head. He was a little bit concussed, so we wanted to rest him for the rest of the day. But I think just about everyone else got through okay. So there was Douglas and Wiley, but there was nothing else major. Jez put up a little bit sore, but it was his 2nd game in about 10 weeks, so he'll be. I think the run for Jez will be better for next week.
And who do you think were some of your better players today?
Yeah, we didn't have a lot. Brady Jones was just probably our best player consistently, 4-quarter effort. I think his endeavour around the ball and led the way in just his approach on the footy on a tough day. I thought Sam Siggins was pretty good on the ruck. I think we had him down for 7 or 8 clearances for a ruckman, which was good. I know their ruckman didn't play, but Sam did quite well. Gabby Chambers was competitive. Maddie Ling just plays pretty well most weeks, but it was probably only 4 or 5 players for us. Jordan Roberts, I said, a big improvement on his game, but 4 or 5 players, and then we probably didn't have much more after that.